Alright guys, so I'm going to try and fire up some tables and hopefully get some feedback from everyone. Perfect, $50. Alright, I'm just going to start with one table. Maybe let's see if there's another one that opens up, but I'm playing at the $50, and this is going to hopefully be practice for when I'm playing in bigger games against regs. Alright, I'm just going to play 1/6 max too, so I'll try and explain my thoughts. Hopefully I can see who the regs are, and yeah, hopefully this would be helpful for when I'm playing against more regs. Okay, so this is a hand I'm going to defend here, no doubt. Okay, we brick, so I'm going to just check this flop. Yeah, pretty. Okay. Seems like this guy's probably a reg based on that sizing he used on the flop. You don't really see that quarter pot in live games, but imagine on this texture, this multi-way, that size will probably be used. Alright, so he folded. Let's see what happens here now. Okay, so I'll probably squeeze this if the button calls. Okay, I'm going to squeeze this anyway. This is probably one of the lower hands I'd squeeze, but I think it's good enough to squeeze for sure. I'm not going to use the 5x sizing. You know, in reg heavy games, I tend to going to probably go more towards 3x in position, 4x out of position, especially at 100 bigs. I think we're incentivized to size down a little, especially when we might get 4-bet, and this is $50, so. Okay, I'm going to label this guy a fish. He just limped. Hey, this guy's probably a fish. He just showed his cards. Haven't seen enough from him, but let's see. And he flatted. I mean, I guess you'll have some flats from the button, but I'm leaning towards this guy as a fish. But let's see. We're going to defend here. Okay. So we get a flop that's going to be hard to continue to aggression. But if it checks through, well, now we don't have the best hand. Yeah, I don't feel great about bluffing this multi-way. I think we're going to get heroed by ace high a decent amount. I think this guy, if he's a reg, will probably check some over pairs. Maybe like aces, kings with a diamond, something like that. Yeah, okay. Hopefully this guy shows and we can see what kind of fish he is. This is interesting. He continued. Okay, that's weird. I'm surprised he continued here. Maybe he's not a reg. Kind of weird to call a raise there. Okay, this is going to be clear raise from the small blind. Okay, this guy's obviously a fish using a 4x sizing online. This depth, I mean, we're going to probably get squeezed a lot by the blinds, and I don't really feel great about 3-betting this hand, and if we're getting squeezed a lot, we can't really call a squeeze, so I'm just going to fold. It's nitty, but I'm going to fold. Maybe this guy has a read on this guy that he's a fish, and that's why he called, but kind of a weird call on the turn. I'm going to label this guy a fish for sure. Definitely a fish. Okay, this is a pretty quick 4-bet by this guy. Probably top of range. Let's see what kind of sizes he uses. If he uses like a quarter pot here, he's probably a reg. 20% quarter pot. Yep, he's a reg. Very standard sizing on a king high dry flop. Okay. Yeah, this is just going to be a massively underbluff spot. So if I was this guy, I would be. Yeah, I mean, I would be folding a lot. It'd be interesting to see what this guy does if he has a hand like queens. Okay, this is a very weird sizing. Okay, just a fold. Yep, this guy is probably a reg. Pretty standard 3-bet sizing. Yeah, 20% on a monotone flop. That's interesting. I don't see that too much, but okay. This is probably the bottom of my open range here. Maybe this isn't even an open at NL50, NL100. I'm not sure, but seems okay. I know we want to in online tough games be. We want to be 3-betting hands that have good blockers, opening hands that have good blockers more so. Okay, so this is a really good board for our range. So I'm just going to size up here, double Broadway. And we'll see what happens on the turn if we pick up equity or not. But this guy's obviously a fish. He's just going to have a ton of junk here. And if we pick up equity, I think we have a really good. Yep, okay, whatever. We take it down. Okay, Okay, so let's see if this guy, he's using this really weird 4x sizing. I honestly don't know what to do. I mean, this hand, it's like, do we have to defend the 4x? He's a fish. So, I mean, versus a fish, I'm going to call because I have a skill edge post flop. So let's see what happens. But it seems kind of weird with the rake and everything like that. And L 100 to even be defending this wide. But he is from the button, so maybe he is opening too wide. All right, so we just have to fold that. Okay, so I think we have some showdown if you open from the button, so I'm just going to check again. Now he's betting. I don't know what he's repping, but okay, we'll just let him have this. And I'm not going to take this spot for a spot. Okay, this guy's just opening very wide to a large sizing, so all right, I'm going to use an ISO size on this fish. Hopefully we don't get 3-bet here, but generally going to ISO a lot bigger in these spots. Okay. So we flop like 0 equity here, which kind of sucks, but I mean, we don't even have a backdoor here, but this guy is a fish, so I'm just going to do the standard, based on what I've seen, stick to standard protocols because this guy's a fish. And we'll see if he continues or what happens. Okay, so we hit a deuce here. I guess we pick up a sliver of showdown if he has like queen 10, 8, 10, whatever. But he's just going to have a million flushes here too. And we'll just see what he does on the river. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see what he does here. I mean, does he really have the ace of spades? Okay, so he block bets here, which I don't really see how he ever has the ace of spades. We'd have to have a hand like ace 9 off with the ace of spades, ace 5 off. Is he limp calling those hands? I mean, and then using a block size on the river. It seems like he has a weak queen. I don't know. Is the fish going to fold a flush here, though? I mean, I don't feel that confident in that, but let's try and make him fold a flush. We'll see what happens here. I don't know if he's going to fold, but yep, it worked. So, yeah, small block sizing on the river told me he didn't really have a good hand. It was really hard for him to have the ace of spades there. And then is he going to play the ace of spades as a block? Probably not. We could very easily just have the ace of spades there. Ace jack with the ace of spades. Ace 9 with the ace of spades. Aces with the ace of spades, ace king with the ace of spades. I mean, he just doesn't have the ace of spades, and we have it there. So pick the polarizing sizing, and I think our size gets everything pretty much, but the queen of spades to fold. So, all right, this is interesting. This is close to a defend, but I'm just going to fold this. If it was like cutoff or button, I think I'd call. Maybe I'm a little too nitty here, but I'm a little bit out of my element in this game. So if I'm a nit here, feel free to tell me. But okay, and this is just a fold. Interesting. He's sized down here, so I'm really interested to see if. Oh no, we're not going to see. But I want to see if he like is opening selectively bigger with his good hands and smaller with his worse hands, because we could really fuck this guy up if he is. But he's definitely a fish, so we're gonna hopefully fuck him up anyway. But nope. Okay, clear fold here. Yeah, I mean, we just don't have to defend versus this size very often, and at this rake, I mean, I'm not really gonna have any calls from the small blind, especially with like a reg behind me. So, just gonna overfold and best hand the shit out of this guy with this rake structure at 100 NL. Wonder if this guy's gonna be three betting a lot. This Mad Allen, probably not. Probably just using. He's probably well, he three bet here, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure this guy out. He's definitely a fish, but I'm trying to. This is going to be the guy I'm probably making my money off of at this table. So, okay. Blind versus blind. I think this is a pretty standard three bet. He's going to be raising all kinds of shit here, and this is definitely a pretty strong hand. Okay, so three bet pot. Snap called. I'm just gonna check this back. I mean, I want to have some hands that can call aggression. You know, if we get put in a spot here on the turn. So I don't really. I think this is a really good hand to check back, and we can bluff catch with this hand. I don't think we really accomplish much by betting here. Oh, he overbets. See, this is interesting. We gave him some rope, and I mean, I guess he could do this with ace queen, but I don't think he's going to be defending like the queen X offsuit combos. And we block his two pairs, so I think this is a pretty good bluff catcher. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is a great card for us. Wide versus wide, I think this could definitely be overbluffed. I don't think he's checking. I don't think he's overbetting the turn with a 6 ever. So if he jams here, I might call this off. I could be horribly wrong, but is he really doing this with ace queen? I mean, it's hard for him, really hard for him to have queen jack. I don't think he's jamming queen jack. Now we could have an overpair. I'm gonna call. Yep. Say overbluffed. Wide versus wide. Thank you, buddy. Huh. This guy's playing a short stack, so I don't think we need to 3-bet as big versus a short stack. So I'm going to size down a little bit, you know, just to leave some depth post flop. But this is definitely good enough to 3-bet, even versus under the gun. So I'm not going to really have any calls online unless I'm on the button or in the big blind. So especially at this rake limit, pretty much 3-bet or fold. So, I mean, he should have a pretty tight opening range. So if he jams, oh, nice. Okay, so we get a good flop, and we have a very good hand. We're short, so I don't see the need to really size up. I'm just gonna go 6 here, about 40%, and if he calls, I'll probably just jam turn. Nope. Probably just had an under pair. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is probably the bottom of my open. Like live at some tables, I might fold this hand. And I'd rather probably open a hand like 7-6 suited live or 6-5 suited live from this position. But I actually think this is a better hand to open online because it blocks their 3-bets, which at a table where there's like 4 regs, you probably want to be concerned about getting 3-bet. So, I mean, if I get 3-bet, this is just a clear fold. But even versus this guy, I mean, I don't have it. I have a dominated hand, so all right, you suck, but take my $2. Fuck you, Matt Allen. Let's see if he 4x or 5x opens again. Oh, 3x open. He's probably weak, but we have 4-8 off, so if I had any semblance of anything, I would be attacking this dude because he's clearly looks like raising hand strength. I mean, I haven't confirmed that yet, but that's my ultimate suspicion. And yeah, this hand with this guy earlier was interesting. It really, you know, confirms what what MDA says, that regs bluff when you give them rope and in wide versus wide configurations. And I think checking back that king jack in a wide versus wide configuration ultimately was a really good play, kind of induced and got him to stack off like a retard. So yeah, MDA is good. All right, Matt Allen, give us a big open. I'm going to 3-bet the shit out of you. Oh, man. Okay, so we're on the button, so I'm going to size up a little bit, which is actually standard from the button to size up. And oh yeah, okay. All right, buddy. We're playing for a lot of money. I'm gonna go 28. Pretty standard there, I think. About 2.2x in position, 100 bigs. Just trying to be kind of as GTO as possible. All right, we get it through. Not the worst result. It's probably gonna come like 8, 7, 6 of diamonds. I mean, just how this shit goes. Oh, we got aces on the big table. All right. All right, boys. Come on, somebody fuck with me. Oh my god, it folded to me with aces. Fucking nets. Huh. Interesting run out here. Let's see what happens. I'd be pretty surprised if this guy had many bluffs here. 'Cause this is just like... Well, I didn't see if it was flat from the button. If it was and he was the raiser, it would make sense to have a lot of bluffs, but I thought it was a 3-bet pot. Maybe not. Okay, definitely going to open this hand. Probably not going to defend it to a 3-bet, but this guy, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just going to call from the big blind, getting a price. I mean, I said I wasn't going to defend to a 3-bet, but this is a really bad sizing. We're getting over 2 to 1 in position. I'm going to peel, but we get a shit flop, so we'll probably just have to fold. Okay, yeah, and you just use a absolutely retarded sizing on a king high drive flop, so you win. But I'm gonna stack you, Mad Allen. You're very bad at poker. Yeah, this is definitely making me think a little bit differently. But I think the interesting thing is like a fish is a fish, right? So like look at this shit. This guy just went all in for 164 bigs. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but I'd like to see some showdowns with this guy. He seems like he's probably an aggro fish, but it's really hard to tell. I mean, the average pots here were like ridiculously big, so yeah, we can't do shit when he 3-bets. I would have called if it was just he folded. I would have defended that, but yeah, I mean, at this level at NL 100 at this rake structure, I mean, just being on the tight side is really fine. If this was a game that was like a bigger game and it was time to rake, I would be definitely widening up a little bit, but really making sure I adjust for all factors. Even at NL 200, I would be opening up a little bit. NL 100, I don't even know if I should have flats from the button. It's something that I haven't really thought about, but it's going to be fun, using this for practice and trying to get better against some guys who are actually not just fucking mouth breathing. Okay, that's interesting. He 4x opened and then folded to a 3-bet. So that tells me he's not just using that size with premiums. He just doesn't understand what sizes to use. Yeah, I mean, he's just bad. Maybe he's actually opening smaller with his good hands. That would be kind of interesting. I mean, I have seen some fish do that because they want to get called, and I haven't really seen many showdowns with this guy. Hopefully, I'll see a few more, but he's definitely a fish. Yeah, under the gun open. This is just a fold. I'm not going to just call here ever. And I'm going to defend this hand, getting a price, and we flop a really good hand here. But this is like, okay, so we turn to flush. Just going to bet small. I don't think he really has much checking back this flop, a wet flop. Maybe we'll get called by like the ace of diamonds. Now, at this point, I don't think he really has much at all. So what happens if we check? He's going to bluff the ace of diamonds. And if we bet small, maybe we can block bet. You know, I'm going to try a block bet here because I think we get called by like jacks, tens, and then he still might raise off. Nope, that didn't work. But checking here is interesting too. I think checker block versus a reg is really good because they still might bluff versus the block, and then we get the value from like ace 10 suited, king 10 suited, jacks that might have checked back the flop. I don't think he's really ever checking back a queen on that wet a flop. It would be shocking. You know, he might have had some underpair with a diamond that's not going to call anything. But, like, is he really going to find those bluffs? Because you're probably supposed to bluff those at some frequency if I check. But, like, yeah, I mean, that's just not happening. So, probably could have checked that one. But I think blocking is fine. Okay, so I'm going to defend this. Okay, this is a clear squeeze. And we just got to fold here. Got nothing going on. Huh. Okay, so this guy calls an open and then calls our 3-bet. So he probably has like some kind of pocket pair, Broadway hand. I'm just going to bet small here, try and clean up a little equity, get some value from maybe 9s or 10s, and yeah, I'm gonna check back. If he checks to me again on the river, I might go for a bet check bet value bet, but I don't really see how he can barrel here. It seems way too thin, so I'm gonna check. Okay, we get a really good river. Be interesting if he bets. I mean, okay, so I think we have a clear value bet here. He's a fish, so I'm not really worried about getting exploited if I go small 1/3. So I'm just going to exploit him. He's not going to check raise bluff me ever. So expecting to get heroed here sometimes. What? Okay, this is weird. I know I said I was going to call, but this is so small. Okay, okay, he had quads. I guess that makes sense, but I mean, we were getting such a good price. He min-raised me. That's so under-bluffed. But, yeah, I mean, what was he repping? Because he 3-bets queens. Would think he would check raise a set on the flop, but kind of shocking to see him play quads that way. I mean, I think that's a bad call by me, but yeah, I probably should have folded that river. Shocked he didn't check raise that flop, but I don't know. Maybe there could be a little monkey bet going on, and considering the fact like that I don't know what he's repping, even though it's a really under bluff line, like it's hard to see what he's repping when he doesn't check raise that flop, which obviously I guess because he didn't check raise a hand that should be check raised, he got paid, but Yeah, I mean he's telling me he has like pocket fives or some bullshit, right? Like he's not doing that with a queen. He never has queens. So I think he check raises sets on the flop most of the time. So he's like telling me he has a very thin value range and we're getting an insane price, even though that's so under bluffed. But, you know, is there a, I don't know, what do we need to call? We're getting 6-1. So is there a maybe 1 out of 7 chance he has some monkey bet weird shit there when he doesn't have much value? I guess. Wasn't happy about it, but I don't know. Seems fine. Whatever. Nice hand fish. Definitely gonna make a note on that guy. Double flatted. Pre-flop with small pocket pair. Check called. Set on flop. Then checked twice. Okay, that's a fold. Then check turn and check raise river with quads for min raise. It's probably a good note to have. This guy's probably pretty passive. I mean, that's what it seems like. I would assume he's a passive fish. So probably my suspicion is we can overfold to aggression to this guy, but I haven't seen enough yet. But seems like a reasonable assumption as of now. Let's see what he has now. Okay, not shit we can really do here if he raises. We just have a really trash hand. But I'm not going to click check fold. Okay. Min raise. You know, we can't even defend this. This sucks. I want to give you action, Matt Allen, but I never have a hand versus you. Yeah, whatever. Just going to fold. Yep. Just have to fold to this guy a lot, even though he's a fish. Yeah. I mean, that's a good spot for him to go for it. And Matt Allen's just a non-believer. Snapped him off. But it's a good bet by him because he really shouldn't ever have a 7 there. Okay, so I'm not going to open this. Fuck, the fish is sitting out. All right, this will be good practice. Hopefully we'll face some normal open sizes now. So I'm going to defend to a normal open with this hand. Yeah, I'm going to defend this. So we don't really have anything going on here. I don't. Okay, so this is probably just a range bet, but we have so many better hands to defend with. I mean, if we had like Jack 10 of diamonds, I might check raise, but it just doesn't seem like we have enough going on there to really do much about him betting there. Fuck, the fish left this table. Alright, let me see if another game opened up, because reg battling is fun, but I am kind of deep, and whatever. These other tables look pretty shitty, so we'll just stay here and get a little practice in. I think this is defend, but yeah, alright, let's see what happens. Okay, so we flop top pair, shit kicker. Definitely can't overfold online, so I'm going to call. We'll see what happens. Ace high board's definitely under bluffed. I'd imagine this board, double Broadway, pretty under bluffed. He checked back pretty quickly, so I'm going to use a block sizing. I think, we have a lot of bluffs here, so we can get called pretty light. Yep, and we get some value. Thank you, buddy. This is good enough to try and steal with. I'm going to use a 3x sizing from the small blind, pretty standard. Okay, and we just fold. Okay, so we're effectively cut off here, and this is a hand that has good blockers. So I'd probably open this live too, but this is definitely an open online. Just because you want to block their 3-betting range. Okay, so this is interesting because we get a board that's so good for our range, but I mean, I think we can really get we do have a pretty good bluff catcher here, so we probably don't want to bet this board 100%. I mean, maybe we do, but I'm going to check back because I have a really good bluff catcher. Okay, nice. I'm just going to check this again. I don't think we have much reason to bluff or to bet. I don't want to get check raised here. Okay, so I'm going to actually check here and let this guy catch up. This is so dry. I don't want to really reopen the action here, so I'm just going to take my showdown. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could have value bet that, but okay. I'm going to raise this guy here. He has a flush draw. I expect him to continue. Oh, he repops it. This is interesting. Okay, it's a minimum sizing. I'm going to call. I don't know what he's telling me he has. Okay, I'm just going to call here. Huh. Of course, he has a better king. That's kind of gross. But yeah, I think we have to call there. I mean, that just sucks. So I'm going to try and steal this, actually. Just take this guy's dead money. Maybe this is a little too aggro, but I don't think he's... Okay. So we flop middle pair on a wet board. He shouldn't have much Jack X. So we have showdown. I'm just going to start with a check here, but I'm prepared to check call. I don't think this guy should have a jack. Okay. Diamond on the turn. Not a great card. We have showdown. I'm just going to check. See what size he uses. Okay, now I'm going to go for some value. He never has a flush here. Probably would have stabbed 9-10 on the turn. So I'm going to use it a little bit bigger than 2/3, trying to target a queen. Nope, we don't get called. Okay. Okay, this is an open, I think. Live, I would open this in a soft lineup, but online, I think, like I said, with the blockers, and now this is a pretty reg-heavy table, I want to be concerned about blocking their 3-bet, so I am going to open this hand. I am going to fold this to a 3-bet. But yeah, I think you want to open hand. Maybe this is a little wide, but you want to open hands that have good blocking properties at a reg-heavy table. It's less about, okay, this is, yeah, nah, I just got to fold. So I'm probably going to defend this versus any open. I would probably 3-bet the small blind, but yeah, I'm going to 3-bet the small blind here. I mean, this is just so much better than a lot of the junk he's going to be raising. This is interesting because this board smacks us. And we do have a sliver of showdown, but like we're not going to realize our showdown. So I'm just going to range bet here. I don't think we want to cap ourselves on this board. I don't expect to get check raised too often as the aggressor on this board. Okay. So this is interesting. I don't really see a reason to bet. I'm just going to take my equity here. Hope he doesn't have a spade. Oh, okay. What am I going to do if he checks? Am I going to turn my hand into a bluff? I mean, I think he has a lot of traps here. Yeah, I don't know. I would maybe a little bit nitty there, but it seemed like he would have a lot of traps there. So, okay, we get a queen high flop. He's going to have some flats from the button that are like mid-pocket pairs probably. So I'm going to try and get some value from those. Just use a small sizing. I don't know. I don't know if I was supposed to bluff that spot. I think he'll have a lot of traps there. I mean, if we go for it, I think we have to go huge. But I'd really rather have like ace-9 with the ace of spades there to overbet. That way, like, we could even rep like nut flush, and he can't have a nut flush because I think like he could trap a flush there for sure, a reg. So gotta be disciplined with your bluff selection playing against good players. I mean, I don't know how good anybody is live, but I mean, if you're playing with a bunch of Euros, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna fucking bluff at you. So, okay, this is a clear open. Actually, I might be a little bit wide, but I'm going to go for a 3-bet here. Think this is probably bottom of my 3-betting range here. But we just have such good blockers. Yeah, we get a through. Okay. mean, maybe not bottom. I'd probably 3-bet like King Jack suited plus, Jack 10 suited plus. Obviously, the premiums, maybe like an Ace 5 suited, something like that. I think that seems like a reasonable range, but like I said, I'm not really too experienced playing this level online, but it's good learning. All right, gonna record for like another 10 minutes, and hopefully, unless something crazy happens, book a small little win. All right. Few more hands here. Hopefully, we get something playable. Yeah, I mean, going back to the hand with this guy, that was blind versus blind. Another thing I thought about is like, I mentioned like, does he really do this with Ace Queen? But I don't think he really has Ace Queen. I think in that configuration, Ace Queen probably should 4-bet pure, and he seems like a reg. So like, what's his strongest Queen X there? King Queen? Does he do that with King Queen? I mean, maybe. Doesn't seem likely he takes that line with King Queen, but we also block King Queen. So yeah, I mean, I just think that was a really good example of bluff catching versus a reg. And okay, versus the button, I think we have to defend this. It's pretty close. So we get a board that's not too favorable to us. He uses a big sizing. Yeah, we're just gonna fold. We had like 7-8 of clubs. I think we continue, but with no backdoor, yeah, it's fine. This is a clear open. The small blind, yeah, folds. All right, we'll take it. Definitely enjoying playing online, though. I mean, the speed of the game, and I actually have to think, which I don't have to do that much of live, even versus the regs. Because like they're just like you're never gonna see a reg just like over bet turn jam river like that spot I got into, and I will maybe have a euro do that at 5-10-25. Okay, so this is an under the gun open. It's a little bit wide, maybe, but we'll give it a go. We're on the stream. This might be a little wide. Feel free to flame me if it is, but yeah, I don't know. Seems like it's a 4-bet incoming. I don't know. Oh, he folded. All right, cool. Definitely a good result. We're at bottom of range there. I mean, I don't even know if that's supposed to be a 3-bet versus an under the gun full ring open. I mean, they call me King Agtard for a reason, right? Yeah, this is just if I was hijack, I'd open this, but nope, not low jack. Never opening this live though, but online, like I said, you want to really prioritize blockers, and especially at 100 bigs, which I am with most of the table. Like this hand is just going to play much better than a suited connector. So I think my thought process is good there. Maybe it's just a fold from this position too, from hijack, but okay, we gotta give him the pot. King deuce. Yep, we're folding. I don't know. I haven't been in these streets in a while, but this is this is good. This is good to get back into these streets and, like I said, play against some people who aren't complete mouth breathers. It's pretty enjoyable. I don't know if I'd be saying that if I was stuck like $300, but that's a mental game issue. Yeah, probably a little underrolled to be playing this right now. I just put 500 on, but this is just practice, and hopefully we'll get some run good and we can run it up. My girlfriend just told me my vape is really loud, so sorry if you heard me vaping. I'm an ex Newport smoker, and having the vape in my hand is very comforting. So can't do that live. That's a really good thing about playing online. My girlfriend said my vape is like my blanket, which kind of is. I like vaping nicotine, especially when it's blue raspberry flavor. It just tastes like you're vaping dessert. It's like really good. Sorry, you guys didn't need to hear that, but whatever. Hey, at least I'm not vaping weed anymore, right? All right, so we got like 2 more minutes, so gonna play, I guess, probably until like I'm button here, maybe. Yeah, this is just out of my range. If I was cut off, I'd probably open this, but hijack seems a little dicey, especially at 100 NL with like rake and stuff. It just doesn't seem profitable. Fold. Yeah, this is a nitty table. This is definitely all regs. Reg battling. You are facing the dropout. Okay, I don't know what's going on here with the 2 calls. Obviously, both fish, but yeah, we just have trash and this. No, whatever. I mean, is this good enough to open from the button? I mean, yeah, we're on stream. This might be a little out of line. Probably am a little out of line, to be honest, but yeah, I'm at line. I'm getting punished. Okay. Okay, this is definitely going to be an open. Okay. All right, so about to wrap this up, but I'm going to see at least our hand here and maybe one more over here, but pretty happy with how I played today. I felt pretty comfortable. Felt like I understood what was going on pretty well. I haven't really played much online, and I haven't really been doing much of playing against good players because these live rags, they're probably not even beating 10, 20 cent online, to be honest. So playing at 50, 100 was definitely, it's been different. Okay, so we're going to fold. We're going to get out of here, and we're going to fold and get out of here. And let's see. I think we booked a little bit of a profit. Let's see. It's not refreshing. All right, whatever. I know we booked a little bit of a profit, maybe $50, but um, obviously being results oriented is bad. So I shouldn't really care that I made $50. Honestly, that's not really a good way to think about poker at all. Sometimes I do fall into that trap, just like everyone does. But I think more importantly, my thought process was really good. I think my best play of the day was that bluff catch in the wide versus wide, blind versus blind. I think I thought through that really well. So pretty happy with how I played today. Made $36, which whatever. That's $36 in an hour. Whatever. Shouldn't care about that, but happy with how I played and looking forward to joining these streets a little bit more often. Get ready, Global, because the dropout is here and here to take your student loans. Goodbye for now.